Aurora looking to make it a 3-1 weekend. They split yesterday with Concordia, Wisconsin, and they welcome the Inferno of Alverno College to Bedrosian Stadium. Aurora University Spartans softball and Northern Athletic Collegiate Conference doubleheader. Thanks for being here on this Sunday, not quite afternoon. It will be soon. My name is Sean Fry. Our broadcast tonight is presented in part by Kaufman GMC. In Aurora, celebrating 75 years of service to Aurora and communities across Chicagoland, by Elite Management Properties, offering extensive student housing options around the Aurora University campus, by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Game days are better with Cane's. 3-hit shutout yesterday for Aurora in Game 1, 1-0. Lowest possible score in a softball game, and then the complete opposite after the teams combined for 8 hits in Game 1. They combined for 36 in Game 2. Concordia, Wisconsin had 21 of them in a 13-8 win to get the split with the Spartans. Aurora now 15-11. Overall, 5-5 in NAC play against an Alverno team that's lost all 8 of its NAC contests and has lost all 18 since a 6-hit shutout on opening day over Leslie. So they are 1-18. They were swept yesterday by Wisconsin Lutheran in 5 innings twice, 15-3 and 12-2. More on our opponents today as we get going, but let's meet our starting lineups. First for the visiting Inferno of Alverno College, led by head coach Matthew Schmuck. Leading off and playing center field is Haley Eschbach. It's Alexis Wheeler batting second and playing second. Alyssa Hubley is the catcher hitting third, and the shortstop and the reigning all-conference honorable mention selection for Alverno, Giselle Moreno, is in the cleanup spot. Dominique Tatro plays first base, hits fifth. Emily Anguiano is in right field hitting sixth today. It is Samantha Vinti at third base batting seventh. The left fielder, J.C. Reyes, is hitting eighth today for Alverno, and the pitcher, Bailey Gardner, rounds out the order in the ninth spot. No designated player for Alverno in this one. It's Eschbach, Wheeler, Hubley, Moreno, Tatro, Anguiano, Vinti, Reyes, and Gardner for Alverno. And Gardner in the circle, her 13th start. She is 1-11 with 18 strikeouts in 70 innings. You can hear it at Bedrosian Stadium. The starting lineups for the Spartans of Aurora University being introduced here, led by longtime head coach Mike McKenzie. And here it is. It's Aubrey Ortiz, the right fielder, leading off, followed by the center fielder Mia Rivera in the 2 spot. Back-to-back lefties, and then right-handed batters after that. Faith Biggs, the shortstop, hits third, and Nina Richards is at third in the cleanup spot today. 5-6-7, the designated player, Stephanie DeBice. Left fielder, Alex Thiel. Second baseman, Carly Clemens. Kelsey Oviatt hits eighth. Will be the backstop today, and the first baseman, Lily Comparator, rounds out the order. Ortiz, Rivera, Biggs, Richards, DeBice, Thiel, Clemens, Oviatt, and Comperta line up for Aurora today with Caitlin Seraphin, the freshman right-hander, in the circle. What a day she had yesterday. We'll tell you about it after we pause for the national anthem. Well, as I was saying, it was quite a day for Caitlin Seraphin yesterday, 3-hit shutout, first of her career. She was brilliant against Concordia, Wisconsin. So she brings an 8-2 record into today's start, 57 1/3 innings, 36 strikeouts, and a 208 earned run average. And she had come in to the weekend in the top 5 in the NAC in ERA and was tied for second in wins and won a pitcher's duel with Emma Shellstrom yesterday. Defensive alignment for Aurora is Kelsey Oviatt behind the plate, Nina Richards at third. Faith Biggs is the shortstop, Carly Clemens at second, Lily Comperta playing first base today. Alex Thiel is in left field, Mia Rivera is in center, and it's Aubrey Ortiz in right field. 200 to the foul poles here at Bedrosian Stadium, 220 feet to straight center field. And a rare sight, Aurora wearing blue at home. Usually have the white uniforms with the blue pants and white socks. These are their road uniforms. Wearing them today, blue uniforms, white numbers and letters, black pants, and blue socks. Alverno wearing a black uniform top, white pants, and black socks. As we're just about ready to get underway, it's number 2, Haley Eschbach, who will get it started, the center fielder out of Kenosha, Wisconsin, hitting .289 at the top of the order. And in the left-handed side, she'll slap hit here and look at ball one from Seraphin, who gets right back to work, deals, and sees Eschbach slice that foul. One pitch, fouled straight back. And Seraphin is in control. Alverno's been able to hit a little bit. .313 average has them right in the middle of the league. Hasn't translated the scoring at times. A little more than 3.5 runs per game. 10th in the NAC. Here's a foul ball left side. Alex Thiel tries to track it down, but it will drop, and we'll try the 1-2 pitch again. Alverno actually with 33 doubles, 5 homers, and 5 triples are actually 5th. Make that 4th in slugging percentage entering the weekend. So there's extra base power. It's really been pitching that has let Alverno down this season. The team ERA north of 14 and a .461 opponent's batting average. 1-2's too high. It's been an area where they've struggled now for a few seasons, but it's also a very young pitching staff. Not a lot of innings pitched entering this season from their staff. Here's a fly ball to right, and fighting the wind is Aubrey Ortiz, who stays with it and hauls it in for out number 1. The wind might be an issue today, which gives me an opportunity to tell you about the weather here at first pitch. It's 60, mostly cloudy, and the wind is blowing out to left field north of 20 miles per hour. If you can get a hold of one, it might land on Jericho Road today. Ball 1 to Alexis Wheeler, who's, after coming to Alverno from Division II St. Thomas More, has really hit well for Alverno. .373, 8 doubles, a home run, and 7 driven in. It's all righties after Eschbach until Bailey Gardner in the 9 spot. So Wheeler digs in, looks at ball 1, then takes a strike and offers at the 1-1 as Seraphin climbs the ladder and Wheeler swung under it. Went 0 for 5 yesterday against Wisconsin Lutheran, but the power's real. Those 8 doubles are in the top 5 in the NAC. It's the 1-2, and that is foul tipped into the glove, and Seraphin has her first strikeout. 2 up and 2 down. Number 28, Alyssa. As Seraphin appears to be locked in as she was yesterday. Alyssa Hubley to the plate. Another Alverno batter having a nice season. The catcher hitting .389 with a homer and 9 driven in, 7 doubles as well. That is 3 first pitch misses for Seraphin. Hasn't bothered her so far. She's right back on the pitching plate and finds the outside corner with strike 1. You can hear the wind kicking up here. That's going to be a factor today. Here's the 1-1, cut on and missed. And Seraphin a strike away from a 1-2-3 inning, and there were plenty of those yesterday for Seraphin. 5 in 7 innings. And she gets a swing and a miss here to conclude the top of the first. So Seraphin's form similar to yesterday through an inning. Alverno goes in order. Aurora is coming to bat. It's Bailey Gardner, the right-hander, finishing her warm-up tosses. The defensive alignment for Alverno has J.C. Reyes in left field, Haley Eschbach in center, Emily Anguiano out in right field, Samantha Vinti playing third base, Giselle Moreno's at short, Alexis Wheeler over at second, Dominique Tatro at first, and Alyssa Hubley behind the plate. Aubrey Ortiz and Mia Rivera, a couple of lefties at the top of the order for Aurora, will bat along with Faith Biggs. As we close in on noon here on this Sunday, we got started early. We did yesterday. It was 11:53. Yesterday we got started. We did 2 minutes better. Coach is trying to give some time back to everyone here today. So 9 minutes early. Here is Aubrey Ortiz batting from the left side. Team best 442 coming into the day. Stabs at a bunt attempt and tips it foul. Hitless in game 1 yesterday, then 3 for 5 in that wild second game. So she'll try to make it back-to-back contests with a base hit and restart a hitting streak. Gets the bunt down here, and that will trickle foul. It'll be 0-2. Ortiz needing to protect here. This time moves forward and takes a look at ball 1 as Gardner's pitch up and out of the zone. Freshman out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Again, not a lot of innings here from this crew from last year. There's a flip to shallow center, and it's down for a base hit. It took an awkward carom. Haley Eschbach had to watch that bounce directly into left field, and Ortiz was able to slide in with 2 bases to begin the game. If you get enough spin, you can see some doubles that only travel about 120 feet, and that's what you saw here. Now Mia Rivera puts a bunt down. Charging here was Vinti, not near in time to get Rivera. And Aurora has runners on the corners with an odd bloop double and then an infield single. And the 2 lefties at the top of the order are in a good spot. We're going to see a pinch runner right away for Rivera, and it's Madison Lung who will swap in. As Faith Biggs digs in. Hitless yesterday, did reach via walk in game 1. Stand corrected, in game 2, actually. 377 to start the day, 2 homers, 16 driven in. And ball 1 on the pitch in the dirt, good block by Hubley behind the plate. And Faith specifically, who I would have in mind for someone who, if you can get into one, that's probably going to travel a ways with this win today. Takes a high strike from home plate umpire Timothy Willis. Timothy Buska out in the field. They'll switch places for game 2. So in at the letters, the count even at a ball and a strike to Biggs with nobody out. Runners on the corners in the bottom of the first. No score for now. Biggs, a high fly ball to center. Eschbach charging. She'll catch it at the first S in Spartans and comes up throwing, but it's a high arc. It's not in time to get Ortiz, but it did get through Hubley. And Lung moves up to second base on the error.
Number 21, Nina Richards.
So Ortiz scores on the sacrifice fly. Lung is in the scoring position for Nina Richards. Ground ball through the right side. Lung takes the turn at third. Anguiano comes up throwing. It was up the third baseline and not in time to get Lung. And Aurora has a 2-0 lead. Richards stays at first. She did not advance on the throw. But Aurora off to a nice start. And Stephanie DeBice will step in. 478, 4 homers, which leads the team, and 17 driven in. Second only to Nina Richards, who extended her team lead to 26. She takes ball 1 from Gardner. DeBice has reached in all 18 games she's appeared in. And takes ball 2. 2-0 pitch to DeBice. Lined in the left field. Station to station as Richards comes to a stop at second, and DeBice, after going 2 for 6 yesterday, has hit in 3 straight. And there will be a mound visit here as Aurora has 4 hits and 5 batters. A couple of hits sandwiching a sacrifice fly. Won't be a coaching visit. This will be the players for Alverno handling it themselves. But again, this has been the problem for Alverno. Hasn't necessarily been able, or it hasn't necessarily been not being able to come up with enough hits. They've hit enough at times, even if the scoring hasn't always been there, but they have not been able to keep opponents off the base paths. And the error on the throw from center did not help. Alex Steele has 12 driven in. Looks at ball 1 from Gardner. The fastball was too high. Steele hitting .288, 3 doubles. Has hit in 3 straight. Went 3 for 6 with a run driven in yesterday against the Falcons. Pops up the 1-0, right side, second baseman. Wheeler lost it in the wind. Everyone's safe, but DeBice is going to be thrown out at second on the fielder's choice because she had to hold up to make sure that she wasn't doubled off at first. DeBice is the second out. Thiel reaches on the fielder's choice 4-6 after the wind created havoc out there, and that's probably not the last time we'll say that. And there's 2 outs for Carly Clemens. First pitch, runner goes. Here's the throw. It was a good one, but not in time to get Thiel. Pitch was a taken strike by Clemens. And she's behind 0-1. Clemens 3 for 3 with a couple of doubles and 2 driven in game 2 yesterday. Snapped a 6-game skid. Was really locked in. Behind here 0-2. A couple of runners in scoring position. Richards on third, Thiel on second with an 0-2 count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. A looper through the right side, knocked down by the dive of Wheeler. Not in time, and Aurora just kept on running. As Thiel took the big turn at third, the throw from Tetro's not in time, and Clemens has a 2-run infield single. For 4-0 Aurora. Actually, a really nice play by Wheeler out at second, and was, oddly enough, punished for it. First pitch to Kelsey Oviatt is a strike. Oviatt with 6 driven in. A couple of doubles and the 230 mark coming in to play today. Here's the 0-1 from Gardner. It's in the dirt, and Clemens is going to advance on the wild pitch. A good base running by the freshman. She advances in the scoring position. And Oviatt will try to drive her in. Counts 1-1. 4 runs here in the bottom of the first for Aurora. Breaking ball in the dirt again. Hubley able to keep it in front of her. Hubley actually did not do a bad job keeping that last wild pitch in front, but better base running by Clemens. Counts 2-1. That's in the dirt again. Another attempt from Clemens, who this time was off, I believe, on a straight steal. No, wild pitch again will be the call. Thought maybe she had committed to going, but rather she waited for it to hit the dirt. Counts 3-1. And Gardner will load the count. Well, there are a couple of bases open. You'd like to end the inning right here if you can, if you're Alverno. Here's the payoff pitch, and Oviatt offers and hits it foul over the netting. Payoff pitch again. Comes in on the hands of Oviatt, who stays with it. Hits it foul. You have Gardner, the freshman. You have Haley Eschbach, left-hander, who we might see start game 2. Didn't pitch her first 2 seasons. And then Dominique Tatro did not make any appearances last season after making 4 appearances as a freshman. That's the grand total of innings pitched returning from Alverno. Ball 4 puts Oviatt on base. Runners on the corners for Lily Comperda, who had a day yesterday. She's now 9 of 20 on the season, so that's 450 if you're doing the math. 3 of 6 yesterday. And looks at ball 1 as first pitch from Gardner drifts down and inside the zone. All 9 to the plate here in the bottom of the first for Aurora. 4 runs in and a 4-run lead. And here's the 1-0 from Gardner. Into her windup, and the breaking ball falls in below the letters. Now Gardner's ERA, it's certainly not where she'd like it to be, but she's not getting a lot of being removed in relief. They seem to have a strategy of all innings are good innings, and it's good experience. And so she's battling, has made a few pitches, but has left a few out over the plate as well. Counts 2-1. Comperda hits a fly ball to left. Reyes comes on. She'll make the catch, and that will conclude the bottom of the first inning. Aurora with 4 runs in on 5 hits. There was 1 error, 2 left. We'll go to the second. Aurora in front 4-0. For 4-0 Aurora. Aurora brought all 9 to the plate in the bottom of the first. Alverno was retired in order in the top half. So it's Giselle Moreno leading it off for the Inferno in the cleanup spot. And Serafin starts her off with strike one. Team best 460 batting average. That's just outside the top 5 in the NAC. Her 3 homers are in the top 5, and her 16 driven in are in the top 10. But she pops up the 0-1. Wind blowing it towards Faith Biggs, who will catch it in front of the base at second. And always a sigh of relief when you can send Alverno's number 8 back to the dugout. So it's Dominique Tatro who will come in. 375 mark at the start of play, 4 doubles and 7 driven in. Sophomore from Manitoba swings the first pitch and rolls it foul down the third base line. 0 for 4 yesterday. One of several multi-sport athletes for Alverno. She's also on the Inferno's women's volleyball team. It's the 0-1. It's up and outside. No one plays more sports at Alverno than Morgan Whitten, who is in the dugout right now. Cross country, basketball and tennis, and of course softball. How does one find the time?
Number 15, Emily Anguiano.
So Tatro hit by a pitch, and she'll be the first base runner for Alverno today, and Emily Anguiano steps in and takes strike one. Anguiano had previously been on Alverno's women's soccer team. 278, a couple of doubles, 12 driven in, 1 yesterday. Fouls off the 0-1 pitch. She's in an 0-2 hole. Aurora infielders guarding the lines. Outfield playing Anguiano straight away. Here's the 0-2, and Serafin gets a swinging strike. Her third with the fastball. Able to get Anguiano to expand the zone, and now Samantha Vinti will come to the plate. Has not been the season that I'm sure she had envisioned. Currently hitting 167 after she was in the top 10 in the NAC a year ago with a 410 mark. First pitch cut on and missed. 3 doubles, 4 driven in. 0-1. Just off the outside corner. Serafin walks back to the back of the pitching circle, right to the rubber and right into her motion. 1-1 pitch in the dirt, the breaking ball. Vinti, 9 doubles, 13 driven in a year ago. Fouls the 2-1 off. Count evens. Serafin trying to finish the inning right here. 2 outs, 1 on, the 2-2 count to Vinti. Swing and a miss. Fastball out of the zone again. Serafin has strikeouts on 4 of the first 6 outs. And although Alverno gets its first base runner of the day, they don't score, and Aurora leads 4-0 going to the bottom of the second. It'll be Aubrey Ortiz leading it off again for Aurora after the Spartans brought all 9 to the plate in their half of the first. Ortiz, a bloop double, and was one of those 4 runs in her first appearance. She steps in. Entered the weekend in the top 10 in the NAC in batting average and led it in runs and hits. Tips the first pitch from Gardner foul. That's 38 hits and 25 runs, which Mia Rivera has since tied for the record. Those two have done a great job setting the table for Aurora this season. Bunt put down and tipped foul again. No balls and 2 strikes. Ortiz at the top of the order, who is very capable of coming up with 2-strike base hits, but is rung up here. Was fooled by the breaking ball, and as she moved forward in the batter's box, visibly got out of the way thinking it was going to drift in, and it was one of those backup breaking balls that spun a lot and didn't do anything. First strikeout for Gardner, and Mia Rivera puts the bunt down. Vinti charging, the throw sails Tatro, and Rivera will go to second. I think that's going to be scored an infield single and a throwing error on Vinti, and that's exactly how they will score it.
Number 25,
And Faith Biggs will bat with 1 out, and Rivera in scoring position. Sacrifice fly for Faith. Her first at bat. Looks at ball 1. Fastball runs inside. It's the 17th run batted in for Faith, who's now up to 105 for her career. 1-0 pitch in the dirt. Rivera thought about looking for third and decided against it. Alyssa Hubley has been busy behind the plate for Alverno so far today. Count is 2-0 to Biggs, who watches a breaking ball drift down and away. Red light likely on here. First base open. Biggs a very upright stance and gets into the crouch as the pitch is released. But nothing to swing at this plate appearance. It's a 4-pitch walk. And Gardner will have to deal with Nina Richards instead. RBI single through the right side in the first. Gardner's first pitch, bunt shown, runners both moving, and they're both safe. So a successful double steal. We'll move a couple of runners in the scoring position. The first pitch to Richards missed, and the count's 1-0. Gardner into the windup, and Richards lifts it into right center field. Anguiano makes the catch. Rivera tags. The throw is way off the line. Was Biggs leaving? Or will that be an advance on the error? Could not tell if she was moving or not, but it is a sacrifice fly all the same. It's the second out. Scores Rivera. And then Stephanie DeBice cuts on the first pitch with Biggs on third and hits it foul. And it will not be another error. They'll say Biggs was on the run on the throw and no one else moved up. DeBice swings at the 0-1, hits it deep to left center field. This one carries and hops off the warning track. Biggs scores. It's a stand-up double for DeBice, who's 2 for 2, and Aurora leads 6-0. Aurora 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position now. Alex Thiel reached on a fielder's choice and scored in her first trip. On first, Mike McKenzie is out of the coach's box to make some kind of change here and will likely be a pinch runner. Indeed it is.
Pitch running for the Spartans at second base, number 43, Madison.
It's Madison Myers, the freshman out of Mishawaka, Indiana, making her debut with the Spartans. So she'll run for DeBice on second. Estill digs in, 0 for 1. And she looks at ball one. 2 outs. Runner on second. A 6-0 lead for Aurora with 2 in this inning. Field, fly ball, shallow center field, and a nice diving catch by Alexis Wheeler. My goodness. Saves at least a run. 2 runs in this inning. 2 more hits. There was an error and 1 left. It's 6-0 Aurora as we go to the third here at Bedrosian Stadium.
Number 11, J.C. Reyes.
6-0. Aurora advantage, top of the third inning. 8-9-1 due up for Alverno here in this inning. Game 1 of 2 today, and Caitlin Serafin back out in the circle. Starts off J.C. Reyes with ball 1. Reyes hitting .308 on the season. Swing and a miss. Count even. 3-game hit streak for the sophomore from Tucson, Arizona, who's also on Alverno's women's basketball team. 3 of 5. Run driven in yesterday against Wisconsin Lutheran. Fouls the 1-1 straight back. Ball and 2 strikes. Alverno 1 base runner here through 2 innings, looking for her first hit. 1-2. Foul ball right side. Lily compared to the first baseman has time. She'll get there. And Reyes is the first out. She fouls out in front of her dugout.
Number 17, Bailey Gardner.
Pitcher Bailey Gardner steps in. From the left side, Serafin takes a look, and was that fouled off? It appears it was. Dead ball called. Gardner trying to find a way aboard, pops up the bunt, but back into the netting. It's 0-2. All singles for Gardner this season. Does not have an extra base hit. Does have a couple of sacrifices. That will not be in play here. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. 5 strikeouts for Serafin. And the lineup will turn over for Haley Eschbach.
Number 2, Haley Eschbach.
6-0 AU. Top of the third inning. Eschbach flew out to right her first trip. The left side of the batter's box. She swings and misses at Serafin's first offer. A 1. Tipped foul. Gardner going with a slap hit attempt that time, but was late. And it's 0-2 as Serafin looks to face the minimum here in the third. And does. Expands the zone on Eschbach, who swung at ball 1. Serafin has Struck out 6 of the 9 outs today. And we'll go to the bottom of the third with Aurora in command at 6-0. Plenty of other action around the NAC today, as you might imagine. Concordia Chicago's at Rockford, Marion on the road at Concordia, Wisconsin, MSOE home to Edgewood. Benedictine on its home field against Wisconsin Lutheran. Lakeland visits St. Norbert today, and Dominican gets the day off as they are on the bye week. Carly Clemens in the 7 spot leads it off for Aurora in the bottom of the third, and blisters a ground ball through the left side to get things started. She's 2 for 2 after a 2-run single in the first. 6-0 Aurora.
Number 42, Kelsey Oviatt.
And Kelsey Oviatt up to bat. Reached on a walk in her first trip. Bats here with 1 on, nobody out. And Bailey Gardner winds. Runner goes. Pitch was high. Throw is not in time. And Clemens has her second stolen base of the season. Oviatt, the 1-0 count, hits a high fastball and drives it down the left field line. It will hit the top of the wall on one bounce, and Clemens will score standing up. Third double of the season for Oviatt. Makes it 7-0. And Lily Comperta will dig in. Flew out to left to end the first. Looks at off-speed pitch down the middle for strike 1. Run rule in effect with an 8-run lead through 5 innings pitched for the winning team. Here's a bunt, a good one that will advance Oviatt to third. Sacrifice successful. It is the first out. And the lineup turns over for Ortiz. First, Mike McKenzie, ready to make a change. And Oviatt will be run for. It's the AU debut for Sydney Helgerson, freshman out of Cashton, Wisconsin. Fly ball likely makes it an 8-0 game. Infield shifted towards the line at third base. Outfield also shifted left. Ball 1 taken by Ortiz. A double and a strikeout in her 2 trips so far today. 1-0 pitch. Rolled over back up the middle, and it short hopped up on Wheeler, but it was not hit hard. And that should be an infield single.
Number 20, Mia Rivera.
I don't think that they were going to get her. Just sort of tumbled out there towards first base and scored Helgerson. Ortiz on first. Runner goes. Rivera swings and misses, and Ortiz is in with the stolen base. bunt foul. It's 0-2 to Rivera. Will be scored an error for Ortiz. Meanwhile, Rivera takes ball one. Counts 1-2. Off-speed pitch down and away. Counts even. Two-two. 8-0 Aurora. After Helgerson scored a moment ago. Rivera, line drive in the right center field. It falls. Ortiz is around third. She'll score. And Rivera standing on second base. The RBI double. Mound visit here with Aurora leading 9-0. Tenth hit for Aurora. Seventeenth time they've gone into double digits in the hit column. Just one out on the sacrifice. Rivera on second as Faith Biggs steps to the plate. Couple of plate appearances, no at-bats. Sacrifice fly and a walk with a run scored for Faith. She'll take strike one. Bailey Gardner trying to get out of this jam with 3 runs already in. 0-1, a show of bunt and a ball taken. Counts 1-1. That's too high, and it's a 2-1 count coming up for Biggs. Don't want to make a mistake anywhere in this Aurora lineup, but Faith has been known to put mistakes over the wall. And no doubt Gardner is well aware of that and working very carefully here with first base open. Counts 3-1. There's the pitch. Biggs out in front. Hard hit foul ball off the dugout fence. And the count is full. Aurora 4 of 7 with a runner or 2 in scoring position today. Up 9-0 here with 1 out in the bottom of the third. Gardner into the windup. Here's the pitch. That one's chopped foul. The immediate problem for Alverno is they need to get their first hit. Then you have to find a way to get it under 8 runs to extend the game, and then you have to find a way to keep it that way. But in some trouble here. Here's the payoff pitch to Biggs. That's too high, and she'll walk for the second time today. Force at any base now with runners on first and second. Richards has driven in a run in each of her plate appearances today. A single in the first, sacrifice fly in the second. First pitch from Gardner, offered at and popped up. Infield fly rule is in effect. It was dropped, but the out was made anyway. And it's the second out. And Moreno, given the wind and the infield fly rule in effect, I think can laugh about that. Not a mistake she typically makes out there. And we'll see Stephanie DeBice with 2 outs. 2 on. DeBice a single and an RBI double in her trip. So on pace for the cycle. Swung on at a drive. Deep left field. This one is out of here. 5th home run of the season for DeBice. This one is a 3-run shot. 12-0 Aurora. And for whatever it's worth, DeBice now a triple shy of the cycle. We'll see if she gets another opportunity at it. Still 2 outs, now bases empty for Alex Thiel. DeBice once again 1 off of the league lead behind Jess Pozazinski of Concordia, Wisconsin, who hit a long home run here yesterday. Alex Thiel's 0 for 2 and looks at strike 1. 12-run lead. If Alverno goes quietly in the 4th, I suspect we'll see a parade of pinch hit opportunities in the 4th from Aurora. 0-1 off the handle and popped up. Second baseman Wheeler is there. That will retire Aurora in the 3rd. But for the second time, Aurora brings all 9 to the plate. It's a 6-run frame this time on 4 hits, 1 error, and nobody left. All Aurora through 3. Lead Alverno 12-0 here in game 1. It's 12-0 Aurora through 3 innings. You know, it's not looking good for Alverno right now, at least as far as mounting a comeback in game 1, but you have to get so many outs. Alexis Wheeler is going to try to get it started here. Looks at ball 1 down and in. Alverno hitless through 3 innings. Everyone is at least 0 for 1 except Dominique Tatro, who was hit by a pitch and is Alverno's only base runner today. 1-0 is fouled up and over us. Caitlin Seraphin dealing 10 consecutive scoreless innings for the freshman now and looking to add to that after yesterday's brilliant 3-hit shutout against a very good CUW lineup. 1-1, a late swing on the breaking ball. And Seraphin is in command. Ball and 2 strikes to Wheeler at the top of the order. 373 mark coming in. But she swings at a high fastball, not even close to the zone. Seraphin has 7 strikeouts, a career high.
Number 28,
Alyssa Hubley will bat. Striking out first inning. He looks at ball 1. 70% strikeout rate for the game for Seraphin. Not bad at all, is it? Ball 2, and Hubley will be in a good spot. It's reached in 11 straight after reaching twice yesterday. She'll foul off the 2-0. She actually brought a 10-game hit streak into Saturday's play, went 0 for 1 in game 1, was able to reach her other plate appearance, and then 2 for 2, both doubles in game 2. 2-1, popped up. That'll be foul behind the plate, and Oviatt couldn't get there. Was charging toward the brick backstop. So Hubley gets another pitch at minimum, trying to avoid striking out for the second time today. 12-0 Aurora, 1 out, top of the 4th, no one on. Foul ball here, that's off the very top of the screen. Alverno trying to come up with at least 5 to avoid falling by run rule for the 14th time in 20 games. Foul ball again. Count stays at 2-2. Seraphin trying to find a way past Hubley, gets her to roll over 1 out to third. Richards fields it clean, has plenty of time, and throws out Hubley by about half the baseline. 2 up, 2 down. And Giselle Moreno will step in. First pitch from Seraphin. Off the handle, out to center field. Rivera hustling over, no one gets there, and the no-hit bid by Seraphin comes to an end, as Moreno is on with a 2-out single.
Number 23, Dom Tatro.
Moreno has hit north of 350 in all 3 seasons at Alverno so far. He is a tough out on a daily basis. Now Dominique Tatro, first pitch swinging, and lines that foul into the left field corner. Prior to Moreno had been the only base runner for Alverno today. A 1. Fastball misses letter high. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Good fastball for the response, and Seraphin gets ahead. Ball and 2 strikes, and the freshman looking to end the inning right here, and does. Rings up Tatro with the heater on the outside corner. 8 strikeouts for Seraphin. Alverno gets its first hit, leaves it on base. Aurora will look to add insurance in the bottom of the 4th with a 12-0 lead.
Number 24, Carly Clemens.
Carly Clemens will lead things off for Aurora in the bottom of the 4th. It's 12-0. Clemens is 2 for 2, which means that Clemens has hits in 5 consecutive at-bats. Trying to make it 6 with a fly ball to right, but Anguiano will run it down. 1 away.
Pitching for the Spartans, number 19, Kayla Corey.
And Kayla Corey will pinch hit for Kelsey Oviatt. Saw Corey yesterday in a pinch hit spot. Batting here for the second time this weekend and hit on the foot. And now we'll see Julia Gomez for the second time this weekend as well. She appeared yesterday in her first plate appearance and went ahead and got hit number 1 out of the way right then and there. Well, she is currently Aurora's all-time career leader in batting average at 1,000. Takes ball 1. Batting here with 1 on and 1 out. A 12-run lead for Aurora. Here's the windup from Bailey Gardner. The breaking ball is outside. Two-0 pitch. Rolled over to second. Wheeler charging, has it, and throws out Gomez, and will now have to settle for being a 500 lifetime hitter. Corey advances to second. As EJ Delgadillo will pinch hit for Aubrey Ortiz. First pitch. Bouncer to third, hops up to Vinti, who stayed with it. The throw not in time, and for that matter, it was in the dirt. So an error on the third baseman. And we'll see one more pinch hit opportunity at least, as Mia Malchik will step in. Mia 1 for 3 her career. Takes strike 1. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Any runs that come in would be unearned. 12-0, the Aurora lead in the bottom of the 4th. 3 outs from a run rule win. Ground ball up the middle. Moreno was not able to make the play cleanly at first, but stayed with it. Hauled it in behind the bag at second and slapped the bag for the 3rd out. So Malchik retired on the fielder's choice. So are the Spartans as they go quietly for the first time today. No hits, an error to left. Last chance time for Alverno. Top of the 5th. Aurora leads 12-0. Won't be a no-hit bid for Caitlin Seraphin, but she will try to finish off her 2nd consecutive shutout. It's 12-0 here in the top of the 5th. Our broadcast today is presented in part by Kaufman GMC in Aurora, by Elite Management Properties, and by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Sean Fry with you. Bryce Suter is our technical director. Emily Anguiano, 0 for 1. Stepping in here in the 6th spot against Seraphin. And that's hit number 2. Clean single in the left field for Anguiano. And she is 1 for 2. Samantha Vinti will step in. struck out her first trip. Swings and misses at the first pitch from Seraphin in the second time to the plate. Alverno hasn't had a batter beyond first. Had one on first in the second and fourth innings. And now again here in the fifth. Seraphin climbs the ladder again on Binti, who fans. And she's in an 0-2 hole. J.C. Reyes on deck. Will definitely bat this inning. Ball outside, and a passed ball will move Anguiano up to second base. Alverno will have a chance with a runner in scoring position for the first time. One, two, swing and a miss. Make it 9 strikeouts for Caitlin Seraphin. 1 down in the fifth. Anguiano stays on second for now. Reyes, after fouling out her first trip, back up the second time, pops up the first pitch. Behind the plate, Oviatt makes the catch, and actually not Oviatt, as that was Kayla Corey behind the plate making the play.
Number 17, Bailey Gardner.
And it's last chance time for Alverno as Bailey Gardner digs in. Struck out. She was strikeout number 5 for Seraphin. A late swing. 0-1. Seraphin trying to wrap up. It'll be a 2-hit shutout. And gets ahead of Gardner, 0-2. Alverno trying to just get one here. Something to feel good about going to game 2. Final strike, potentially. Here's the 0-2. Seraphin tried to get Gardner to expand the zone out and away. She would not oblige. And so the count goes to 1-2. Seraphin tries again. A liner in the left. Anguiano will hold up at third. And Gardner extends the game and put runners on the corners for Haley Eschbach at the top of the lineup. Now Alverno needs 5, so they are a long way from done. Eschbach 0 for 2 with the strikeout, pops up the first pitch. Drifting foul, that is the third baseman, Richards. She makes the catch, and that is it for game number 1. 12-0 by run rule in 5 innings. Aurora with the win. 12 runs on 11 hits for the Spartans. No runs, 3 hits for Alverno, plus 4 errors in the game. Aurora strands 5, and Alverno leaves 4. 3-hit shutout again for Caitlin Seraphin. That's back-to-back zeros put up by Seraphin, who will take a 12-inning shutout streak into her next start. She struck out a career-high 9, did not walk anyone. She is 9-2 with the win. Bailey Gardner falls to 1-12 with the loss. 1 hour and 2 minutes our time of game for game number 1. Expecting first pitch for game 2 right around 1:25. We hope you'll join us. 12-0 Aurora in game 1. The win for the Spartans. They'll look for the sweep coming up. This is Aurora University softball.
At Aurora University, we have a long history of living our mission as an inclusive community dedicated to the transformative power of learning. I love that our mission begins by stating that we're inclusive. This value defines who we are and helps shape every decision we make and how we make those decisions. Our success lies in collaboration and wholehearted commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. By embracing and encouraging diversity in all its forms, we create a campus where unique perspectives and experiences are valued. This environment enables access to novel information and innovative ideas and paves the way for more effective problem solving. In other words, when we bring different perspectives to campus, we learn from one another. And that can happen during a classroom discussion, a student club event, a speaker presentation, or on the playing field. This is why I am dedicated to increasing access to higher education and to preparing students to be leaders who live meaningful lives, are interculturally competent, and civically engaged. As the new president of AU and first Latina president in AU history, I am asking faculty and staff to focus on creative, distinctive opportunities for students, always considering their diverse backgrounds, unique needs, and challenges, and connecting them in a timely fashion to resources that will help them succeed. This means that we need to create opportunities for dialogue centered around the experiences of individuals that may be different from our own. When we are willing to learn about others, it shows we care. When we have empathy, it helps us connect with others more easily and we understand one another better. At AU, demonstrating the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion involves providing access to programs and offices that embrace differences and set all students up for success. We offer students support through the Disability Resource Office, the Pathway Autism Initiative, the Office of Black Student Initiatives, the Office of Latino and Latina Student Initiatives, the Bias Incident Response Team, and the Safe Zone Training Program, and through our Chief Diversity Officer and committees focused on DEI efforts. We also support DEI through our athletics programming. We invite and recruit prospective student athletes with different backgrounds from all over the country, even the world, to become AU Spartans. Our coaches not only focus on winning, but they emphasize service and programming to help improve our communities. Aurora University students, faculty, staff, and coaches thrive on being part of a relationship-intensive institution where we embrace and celebrate diversity by openly sharing our opinions, perspectives, and ideas with each other on campus and through our interactions with those in the community. This is how we empower all students to achieve lasting personal and professional success. Go Spartans!
I am a tax attorney for Kirkland & Ellis in downtown Chicago.
Got hired with Markham Police Department, went to the police academy right after I started on patrol.
I work for Molson Coors Beverage Company as a data analyst.
I'm a telemetry technician.
AU set me up really for success in the criminal justice field by having the faculty there to kind of guide us through what we wanted to do and kind of help us down the paths that we were leaning, whether it be municipal, state police, or if we wanted to go federal.
My AU professors really helped me in my political science classes, and they were also the ones that spent time with me preparing for the LSAT and preparing for law school applications. So it wasn't only just the classes that I was taking at AU to get my undergraduate degree, they were helping prepare me for the law school process and my educational career beyond AU.
I had great sources at Career Services that really helped me to craft my resume, and the professors were also really helpful to giving me those opportunities and to connect me with individuals in the workforce to actually get my first internship. I think my internship definitely helped me to get a job because it really helped to build up my resume and to show that I had been in the workforce studying and working at the same time.
AU has set me up for success by teaching me communication and teaching me how to use the community around me.
Find community, and that community can come in a lot of different ways, whether it's community through extracurriculars or even community with your professors. Your professors are human beings too. They want you to stop in during office hours. Build that community because it's going to make your experience while in undergrad that much more meaningful.
So the reason I love the criminal justice field and being in law enforcement is we get to be there for the community on their worst days, interact with the public and kind of see them and be more than just what they think we are and kind of help them out.
What I love about my job the most is that I love numbers. I love getting into the nitty-gritty of the numbers that really craft a story and help to show company performance.
For me, what I love most about nursing is that there's so many different avenues of nursing. You can do different specialties. You can be an ER nurse, you can be an ICU nurse. Having that opportunity to try something new and still be within the realm of nursing is super cool to me.
In AU Athletics, we're guided by 3 goals for every Spartan. First is academic achievement, second is social responsibility, and third is athletic success. We know if the Spartans accomplish those goals, they'll be set up for success after graduation and have a great experience while they're at AU.
Athletic participation to me is very important. It builds skills that will help you in the future for a career path. Team building, collaboration, communication skills. You get that all from athletics, so it's really preparing me for the future.
When I came to school with a built-in family, that's invaluable to me. Just having those girls with me all the time and get to spend every day together.
We always go to like the men's volleyball, women's volleyball, lacrosse, basketball, anything that's really going on campus.
The faculty is just so caring. They always do the absolute best to make sure you succeed in the classroom.
Having the student-teacher ratio that we have is amazing. You get to walk in and they know your name. You can ask them questions personally.
The pedigree is to win conference championships in every sport and compete at the national level for a national championship. And I chose a school that I know I was going to be playing for a national championship year in, year out.
I really enjoy the facilities. It's really nice that we have cages that we can go to when it's cold or rainy.
What separates AU from every other institution is its student-centric philosophy. I've seen this university operate in a variety of vantage points over the last 20 years, as a student athlete, as a professor, as a coach, and now as an administrator. And in each one of those roles, AU's unwavering commitment to put the student at the center of everything is abundantly clear.
It's definitely so cool to see all of the different backgrounds people come from. It's just an experience I've never gotten before, so getting to meet people from across the country and even across the world.
We like to go to the city on the weekends, and we like to go watch sports games downtown.
You're close to a big city. You get a degree here at Aurora University, you have many internship possibilities that you can actually go to. Anything that you're going to go into is right here in the Chicago area.
I enjoy coaching because of the connection with the student athlete. From the time you start recruiting them, whether it's texting them or calling them, to the time that they graduate here, you're with them day in and day out. They know we're here for them.
We volunteer at the food pantry down the street. We do it every year. It's a great opportunity for us to come together and give back to our community. And I know that other teams do it too.
In Division III, our student athletes are able to really focus on all aspects of the academic experience. I don't have anyone on my team who's just involved with running. They're all in some form of clubs or academic organizations, have jobs outside. The fact they're able to do so many things during their undergrad and graduate studies in addition to athletics is just such a benefit.
AU Athletics dedicates themselves to building our student athletes through leadership experiences in the classroom, on their field of play, and beyond. It's your future, our promise.
just about ready for game 2 between Aurora and Alverno after the Spartans picked up a 12-0 win by run rule in the opener. I'm Sean Fry. Thanks for being here. Our broadcast today is presented in part by Kaufman GMC in Aurora, celebrating 75 years of service to Aurora and communities across Chicagoland. By Elite Management Properties, offering extensive student housing options around the Aurora University campus. And by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Game days are better with Cane's. Lineup cards have been exchanged. Here's the Game 2 lineup for our teams today, and they are identical batting orders, and in fact, almost identical in everything except position. There's 2 position changes for Alverno. It's Haley Eschbach leading off as the center fielder today. Alexis Wheeler in the 2 spot playing second, and Alyssa Hubley hitting third doing the catching. 4-5-6, the shortstop Giselle Moreno. Dominic Tatro, now the pitcher for Game 2. We'll tell you about her in a second. And the right fielder, Emily Anguiano, is the 6th in the order. Samantha Vinti, the 3rd baseman, bats 7th. Left fielder J.C. Reyes hits 8th. And Bailey Gardner, after pitching Game 1, is at first base for Game 2. Eschbach, Wheeler, Hubley, Moreno, Tatro, Anguiano, Vinti, Reyes, and Gardner the lineup for Alverno. Same starting lineup for Aurora. Right fielder Aubrey Ortiz will lead it off, followed by Mia Rivera in center field. Faith Biggs is the shortstop, batting third. And Nina Richards will be at third base. And in the cleanup spot, it's Stephanie DeBice batting 5th as the designated player. Alex Steele's in left field hitting 6th. Carly Clemens at second base hits 7th. And then rounding out the order are the catcher Kelsey Oviatt and the first baseman Lily Comperda. Ortiz, Rivera, Biggs, Richards, DeBice, Thiel, Clemens, Oviatt, and Comperda line up for Aurora. Dominic Tatro gets the start, her 3rd of the season for Alverno. She struck out 5 in 10 1/3 innings. And Riley Campbell goes to the circle. See her walking out there now for AU. Her 10th start, she's 2-4, 17 strikeouts in 48 1/3 innings. Well, we saw it just a moment ago, but let's bring it back up one more time. The defensive alignment for the Spartans here for Game 2. It's going to look very similar to what we had in Game 1. Alex Steele in left field, Mia Rivera in center, and Aubrey Ortiz playing right field. It's Nina Richards at third, Faith Biggs at short, Carly Clemens playing second, Lily Comperda over at first with Kelsey Oviatt behind the plate for Aurora. So the starting lineup's now being introduced here to the crowd at AU as Campbell finishes her warm-up pitches. But Aurora off to a great start and looking for the sweep to move 2 games over 500 in conference play. It has warmed up ever so slightly, still mostly cloudy here in the Fox River Valley, 61 degrees, but wind still blasting out to left field at 20+ miles per hour, gusting to 35 at times. Windy day. We have a lot of pop-ups too, which is a fielder's nightmare on a day like today. But it has not created a ton of issues. We'll see how things go in Game 2. 3-hit shutout in the opener for Caitlin Seraphin. We'll see what Riley Campbell has in store as we get ready for game number 2. And lefty Haley Eschbach at the top of the lineup for Alverno. Went 0 for 3 with a strikeout in Game 1. First pitch swinging, taps it over the pitcher's circle. Biggs comes up throwing and just got Eschbach. Close play, and field umpire Timothy Willis tested immediately here. 1 pitch, 1 out. It's Timothy Buska behind the plate for Game 2. Here's Alexis Wheeler. 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts. In Game 1, looks at strike 1 from Campbell. Again, Wheeler came in hitting .373 with 8 doubles. Has power. And hasn't been able to put one in play just yet. A 1 pitch, breaking ball, strike 2. And Campbell, 3 pitches and 3 strikes ahead of Wheeler with an 0-2 count. Alyssa Hubley waiting in the on-deck circle as the 0-2 is on the way. That's outside. Ball and 2 strikes. Wheeler trying to get Alverno into the hit column a little sooner than it took them in game 1. Liner through the left side. There it is. And Wheeler on first here. 2 batters into the game for the Inferno. Now Hubley to the plate. Over 2 with a strikeout to snap a streak of 11 games reaching base. They're coming in hitting .389. Takes ball 1 from Campbell with 1 out and 1 on. The 1-0 flies and it's popped up. Middle of the infield. Second baseman Clemens fights the wind and puts it away for out number 2.
Number 8, Giselle Moreno.
And now Giselle Moreno to be dealt with, who improved on her .460 mark with a 1-for-2 game number 1. Off-speed delivery in for strike 1 to start off. The junior out of Chicago and the alum of Lane Technical High School. A 1. Off the handle and out to second. Clemens in the base path picks it up, throws out Moreno. That's it for the Inferno in the top of the first. A 1-out single left on base. It's Alverno nothing and Aurora coming to bat.
And now the starting lineup for your Spartans. Leading off and playing right field, number 1, Aubrey Ortiz. Batting second to center fielder, number 20, Mia Rivera. Hitting third to shortstop, number 25, Faith Biggs. Batting fourth to third baseman, number 21, Nina Richards. Batting fifth to designated player, number 10, Stephanie DeVise. Batting sixth to left fielder, number 2, Alex Field. Batting seventh to second baseman, number 24, Carly Clemens. Batting eighth to catcher, number 42, Kelsey Oviat. Batting ninth to first baseman, number 4, Lily Comperda. And in the circle for your Spartans is number 44.
Let's take a look at the defensive alignment for Alverno here for game number 2. Again, similar to game 1. It's Alyssa Hubley behind the plate, Samantha Vinti at third, Giselle Moreno playing short, Alexis Wheeler at second, and there's the change, Bailey Gardner at first, instead of Dominic Tetros, the pitcher here to begin game 2. J.C. Reyes is in left field, Haley Eschbach in center, and Emily Anguiano playing right field today for Alverno. The left-hander, Tetro, 6 innings in 4 appearances as a freshman, did not pitch last season, got 4 outs in game 2 yesterday, allowed 3 runs, 2 earned on a couple of hits and 2 walks. So she'll be asked to face a powerful Aurora lineup with Aubrey Ortiz leading off. 1 for 3 with a double in game 1. Gets the bunt down. Vinti had to make a decision. I think if she had let that go, it might have gone foul, but she picked it up, and Ortiz was on first base by the time she did that. Infield single right away, and the table set as Ortiz improving on that .442 average that she started the day with that led Aurora. Mia Rivera has not been retired today. 3 for 3 with an RBI double and 2 runs scored. She shows bunt and pulls it back, takes ball 1. Double was her 3rd of the season. She leads Aurora with 4 triples, and that's tied for the conference lead. Takes ball 2 on the breaking ball. It drops down and out of the zone. Lefty-lefty matchup for the second straight batter, and then the next 7 will be right-handed batters for Aurora. Runner goes, pitch in the dirt. Ortiz slides in, but she'll have the stolen base. And immediately in the scoring position, Rivera looking for a second RBI of the day. On 3-0, takes strike 1. It's still in a position where it's one pitch, one spot, and that certainly was not it. Ortiz was off and running as that one hopped about 30 feet to the plate. Rivera walks. Ortiz has her second stolen base of the inning. And it'll be runners on the corners and nobody out for Faith Biggs. We'll see a pinch runner immediately for Aurora. And for the second time today, we'll see Sydney Helgerson. So she goes out to first for Rivera, who jogs off. And Biggs, we'll see if she can have an at-bat today. 2 walks and a sac fly. She scored twice, but no at-bats. Breaking ball lined in the left center. This one will go all the way to the wall. Be a stand-up double for Biggs, and here comes Helgerson, who's going to try to score from first, and she does. So Ortiz was in, and Helgerson follows as Biggs has her 7th double of the season. And she makes it 2-0. And another fast start for the Spartans as Nina Richards digs in looking to add. He went 1 for 2. The sac fly drove in 2 on the day, waits on a breaking ball and hits a sharp ground ball out to second. Wheeler on 1 big hop, fields it cleanly and will throw out Richards for the first out. Biggs goes to third, and Stephanie DeBise will step up. It's not been retired today. Triple shy of the cycle in game 1, 3 for 3, an RBI double and a 3-run shot. First pitch from Tatro, a breaking ball that arced very slowly to the plate and ended up about helmet high. 1-0 to DeBise, who fouls off the next pitch. She was out in front. Well, DeBise came in hitting .478. Did not quite qualify for Aurora's team high, but should reach that point shortly. He now has 6 doubles, 5 homers, and 21 driven in. Takes a breaking ball for ball 2. Faith on third for Aurora, the 2-1 to DeBise. Breaking ball, and this is crushed. You can forget about this one. For the second time today, Stephanie DeBise with the big fly. This is a 2-run homer. She ties for the conference lead, and it's 4-0 Aurora. Just 1 out here in the home first. Absolutely hammered to deep left center field. That will bring Alex Steele to the plate with no one to drive in. Closing in on 100 career hits. Did not record one in the opener. She went 0 for 3. Takes ball 1 from Tatro. Bullpen quiet for Alverno. This is Tatro's to get out of. Tries another looping breaking ball. This one dives inside. We'll see if Haley Eschbach is called upon to pitch. Thiel through the middle. A 1-out single. Her first hit of the afternoon.
Number 24, Carly Clemens.
And so for Thiel, who had 3 hits yesterday and now 1 more today, has gotten to 100 hits for her career. Carly Clemens looks at ball 1. 2 for 3 with a couple of RBI singles and a run scored in the opener. Ground ball to third, knocked down by Vinti, picks it up, throw to first, not in time. Field to second on the error.
Number 42, Kelsey Oviatt.
First error of the game, Kelsey Oviatt steps to the plate with 2 on and 1 out. Breaking ball, that's lined in the left field. It'll be station to station here for Aurora. And the bases will be loaded after Oviatt has her second hit of the afternoon. Lily Comperta. Nowhere to put her. 9th spot in the lineup. 0 for 1 with a sacrifice in game 1. She drives in a run here. Up the middle. That scores Thiel. Clemens makes the turn as well and scores, and Aurora will lead it 6-0. Aurora now with base hits in 4 of their 5 opportunities with a runner in scoring position. Oviatt to second. Aurora has batted around as Aubrey Ortiz is back up and looks at strike 1 at the knees. Ortiz, an infield single, and came around to score. And her first plate appearance this inning. Fly ball, shallow center, and Eschbach came in and it went off her glove. It will roll all the way to the wall. That will score Oviatt and Comperta. And Ortiz is into third with a 3-base error. Well, Alverno could sorely afford that. Are now down 8-0. They've only gotten 1 out. Here is Mia Rivera as catcher Hubley and Tatro have a brief discussion out in front. Second error of the inning. At least 2 unearned runs at this point. And counting potentially, as run number 9 is out there at third. Rivera walked, and then her spot in the order came around to score after she was lifted for a pinch runner, so she re-enters and looks at ball 1 from Tatro. No one in the bullpen for Alverno right now. 1-0. Bunt up the first base line, and it bounced off of Rivera's dropped bat. So a dead ball. Well, with Ortiz up to the plate, the outfielders on the left side, or at least left and center field, were drawn closer to the infield dirt, and Ortiz basically dropped it in a perfect spot, and Eschbach overran it. 1-1 in the dirt. Rivera gets ahead. And you could tell about a second before it got to her, she realized, I have made a mistake. 2-1 is tapped back out to Tatro. Ortiz will go on the throw and score. Rivera's thrown out. 1-3, but she'll get the RBI. That'll make it 9-0. And we'll see Faith Biggs as the 12th batter this inning with 2 outs. And the base is empty. 2-run double in her first trip. A good pitch on the outside corner from Tatro gets the at-bat started. 0-1. Pitch, breaking ball, and that's roped in the center field. Eschbach was playing deep and took a good angle this time, and will hold Faith to a single. She's 2 for 2. And here's Nina Richards. Grounded out, in her first plate appearance. First pitch swinging, line drive in the center and under the glove of Eschbach. Biggs will score from first. Richards will have the single and advances to second on the error. It's 10-0. 3 errors this inning. And right now, 4 unearned runs for Alverno. Stephanie DeBise takes ball 1. 2-run home run earlier this inning. Made it 4-0. Looks at 2 pitches well off the plate. 10 runs on 8 hits this inning for Aurora, and still not done. And it appears that Tatro has no intention of pitching to DeBise. And to be honest, first base open, and the result of the last at-bat, why would you? 4-pitch walk completed. And it'll be 2 on and 2 out for Alex Steele. She singled and scored earlier this inning. She's the 15th batter of the inning to come to the plate. Waits on the breaking ball. That's off the tip of the glove of Vinti. Everyone's safe. I think that one will be scored a single. And it is. The bases are loaded. Thiel is 2 for 2. Carly Clemens reached on an error and scored her first time up, batting here with the bases loaded and grounds it to short. Moreno has it, throw is in time, and that finally will end a marathon first inning for Aurora. 3 errors for Alverno. Aurora 9 hits, 10 runs. They leave the bases loaded. We'll go to the second. Alverno with work to do. It's 10-0. Dominic Tatro will get it started for Alverno in the top of the second. It's 10-0 Aurora. And Tatro came in inning 375. 0 for 1, hit by a pitch in the opener. Riley Campbell back out for a second inning. And fires in strike 1 to Tatro. 10 pitches, 8 for strikes for Campbell so far. Gave up the 1-out single to Wheeler, and no one moved any further than that. It's the 0-1 to Tatro. Fastball was off the plate, and Tatro shoots it into the Alverno bullpen. First inning took about 20 minutes. The entire first game took an hour and 2. Most of those 20 minutes was Aurora batting. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's well outside. Tatro not tempted. Well, Alverno was able to stay in the second game with Aurora last season and were able to break through and end a 17-game losing streak to Aurora. Soft liner off the handle and in the center field here from Tatro. A leadoff single for Alverno. We'll see Emily Anguiano come to the plate. But Aurora with quite an opening statement here in game 2, intent on not giving Alverno any life. First pitch to Anguiano, in for strike 1. A junior from South El Monte, California, had one of Alverno's 3 hits in the opener. 0-1 pitch. Late swing. No contact. Campbell in control. Aurora would love a twin killing here with nobody out and 1 on. They've only turned 3 on the season. 0-2 outside for ball 1. One-two pitch, too tall. Did have a line-out double play yesterday. Two-two, hard hit up the middle, sliding and not able to make the catch was Rivera, but Tatro had to wait to see if Rivera would indeed make the catch. And then she's thrown out at second on the 8-6 fielder's choice. So Anguiano denied her second hit of the afternoon. She just trades places with Tatro. And now Samantha Vinti comes to the plate and swings at the first pitch and misses. 2 strikeouts and as many trips for the senior in game 1. Campbell back into the windup. Gets contact to short. Biggs knocks it down. The second for 1. Clemens turns the inning-ending 6-4-3 double play. Leadoff single is erased. And Riley Campbell faces the minimum in the top of the second. It's 10-0 Aurora.
Number 42, Kelsey Oviatt.
Kelsey Oviatt in the 8th spot will come to bat for Aurora for the second time. The Spartans brought 16 to the plate in the first and scored 10 times. That is their lead. Oviatt had 1 of the 9 AU hits in that inning and came around to score. Takes ball 1 from Dominic Tatro. 1-0 breaking ball also misses, and Oviatt is in command. 2-0 pitch, it's on the way, and Oviatt scorches it down the third base line. That will roll all the way into the left field corner. Oviatt into second with a stand-up double. And the Spartans immediately in business to begin the home second.
Number 4, Lily Camperda.
AU, after their 5th run rule win of the season earlier today, closing in on number 2. Lily Camperda, RBI single her first time up, takes strike 1 from Tatro. It was Camperda's 4th RBI of the season and her first hit of the day after she had a 6-game reached base streak come to an end in game 1. There's the 0-1 to Lily, waits on a breaking ball and fouls it into the netting. Aurora went 5 of 9 with runners in scoring position in the first inning. Another breaking ball. Slow roller through the hole on the left side past the dive of Moreno. even if she had made the play, Comparator would have had her second hit. Oviatt's in the third, and there's runners on the corners. And Aubrey Ortiz is back to the plate. The third time. She has scored in both trips, infield single and reached on an error. First pitch, and fouled it off the end of the bat. Aurora at the halfway point of its season and now into the second half. Soft liner, that is Moreno, who makes the catch and then snaps a throw to third. Oviatt back in with a slide to avoid being doubled off.
Number 20, Mia Rivera.
And a well-hit first out. First round of results are all in from around the NAC now, and several of them getting ready for game 2. Mia Rivera comes to the plate and will take ball 1. A walk and an RBI ground out for Rivera in the first inning. Shows bunt, and it caroms away from Hubley, but no one advances, and it will just be ball 2. Rivera looking to make it hits in 3 straight. Runners on the corners with 1 out here. Shows bunt. It's down. It's directly in front, and there's no play anywhere. A throw will be down the first, but everyone's safe, and the bases are loaded with 1 out for Faith Biggs. So Rivera does have her first hit today. That's number 12 for AU in the contest, and Biggs, halfway to the cycle, swings at the first pitch and hits it off the end of the bat to Tatro. Oviatt will score as the pitcher fires over to first to get the second out. But it plates Oviatt and moves Rivera up to second. 11-0 now is the score, and Biggs has 3 driven in. And we'll see Nina Richards step to the plate with a couple in scoring position now. And 2 outs. She's 1 for 2 in the second game and drives the first pitch into left field. Comparator scores, and Rivera's right behind her as Richards has a 2-run single. And it's 13-0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. And Stephanie DeBise comes to the plate. The home run and a walk. Watches the breaking ball outside. No base open. So if you issue the free pass here, you're moving a runner in the scoring position. First 2 are misses, so that's now 6 straight balls pitched to DeBise. 2-0 was in the zone, and she fouled it off the end of the bat. Home run number 5 in game 1. Home run number 6 to tie the league lead. Last inning for the sophomore from Peyton, Colorado. 2-1 pitch is hit into the hole on the left side and through to left field. Second hit of game 2 for DeBise. It moves Richards up to second, and Stephanie now is 5 for 5 for the doubleheader. Still 2 outs, and it's Alex Thiel to the plate. A couple of singles and as many tries, both coming last inning. She takes a high strike. A 1. Breaking pitch in the dirt. That will even the count at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 offering. Popped up right side. Gardner, the first baseman, stays with it with the wind pushing that towards second base. And she makes the catch to retire Aurora in the second inning. 3 runs in on 5 hits. No errors and 2 left. It's all Spartans here in Game 2 at Bedrosian Stadium. They lead Alverno 13-0.
Number 11, J.C. Reyes.
Riley Campbell in the circle for Aurora. A couple of shutout innings, scattered a couple of hits, and faces J.C. Reyes in the 8th spot for Alverno. It's 13-0 Spartans. Just the 6th miss for Riley Campbell. And only the 2nd time that she's fallen behind after the first pitch to an Alverno batter. Didn't last long. Fires in the heater to level the count at 1-1. Campbell went 4 2/3 out of the bullpen yesterday, and now back out here trying to keep the Alverno lineup at bay. Fastball off the plate. She falls behind Reyes. 2-1. Reyes went 0 for 2 in the opener and a 3-game hit streak come to an end. 2-1 pitch. Comes in on the hands, and that's fouled down the third base side, where head coach Matthew Schmuck makes the play and fires back to Riley Campbell in the circle. Counts even. 2-2. Ground ball to second. Clemens is there on the roll, and the throw to first in plenty of time for out number 1.
Number 17, Bailey Gardner.
And Bailey Gardner to the plate. Singled in the 5th. Her second trip to the plate, game 1. Looks at the fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Aurora's won 33 of 36 all time against Alverno, and they appear to be headed towards another win. Here's a bunt down the first base side, and just a brutal hop on Lily Comperda, and it bounced off the heel of her glove and away. That was an unbelievable bounce. Bunt attempt by Haley Eschbach at the top of the lineup. Oh, 1. Bunt attempt is stabbed at, then a throw down the first. Almost got Gardner coming back to the bag. It's 0-2 to Eschbach. And then Eschbach is sent back to the dugout on the swinging strike. Good fastball off the outside corner. That is Campbell's first K of the day, and it's out number 2. We'll bring Alexis Wheeler up to the plate. She had the first hit for Alverno here in game 2, and looks at strike 1 this time. A 1. Popped up left side. Wind will blow that out in the shallow left, but Biggs will stay with it. She makes the catch. Alverno is retired in the top of the 3rd. One out single left on. 13-0 Spartans through 2.5. Aurora has piled up the runs today. They had 12 runs on 11 hits in game 1. They have 13 plated on 14 knocks in game 2. And we're just getting into the home third. It's Dominic Tatro back out. And in the circle, there is a defensive change for Alverno, as Vinti has been replaced at third by Moreno, who moves over from shortstop.
Now batting number 24, Carly Clemens.
Reyes comes out of left field and is replaced by Morgan Whitten. And then Reyes goes to shortstop. Carly Clemens. Second pitch from Tatro is popped up, and Wheeler will make the catch. One down, and we'll see Kelsey Oviatt. Halfway to the cycle in order, looks at ball 1 in the dirt. Lily Compare to do up this inning as well. She is waiting just off the edge of the on-deck circle. 1-0 through the left side, and Oviatt is 3 for 3.
Number 4, Lily Comparada.
And Lily Comparada will try to do the same. She has a couple of singles, 2 runs and an RBI here in this second game. Tatro with 1 out, 1 on. The lefty into the windup. Waited on and lifted in the right field. Anguiano will make the catch. He comes up throwing. It skipped away from the first baseman Gardner, but is backed up, and there's no advance. 2 down as Ortiz comes to the plate. Ortiz 1 for 3. 4th time up. First pitch swinging. Liner in the left. And it will short hop into Whitten. Oviatt holds up at second. Ortiz has her second hit of game 2. And Mia Rivera will be done for today, as Mia Malchik is in to pinch hit. Hit into a fielder's choice in a pinch hit spot in game 1. Takes ball 1. Out in front of the 1-0, hit it hard and into the batting cage down the left field line. Count even at 1-1 to Malchik. Now Now 1 for 4 with a double on the season. Pitch. Off speed, dives into the dirt. Malchik gets ahead. 2 balls and a strike. We'll likely see Malchik move into center field in place of Rivera. We've seen her play there a few times this season. Line drive up the middle. Oviatt around third. She'll score standing up. Ortiz will stop at second. And Malchik has made it 14-0. As Faith Biggs comes to the plate, 3 driven in already in a 2 for 3 second game. She gets a breaking ball, loops it in the shallow center. That will score Ortiz. A hesitation out in center field. Malchik decides to take the extra base, and then Biggs will follow her into second.
Number 21, Nina Richards.
RBI single for Biggs. She's driven in 4. 15-0 Aurora, and a mound visit for Alverno as they discuss how to get out of some trouble here after back-to-back hits. Runners in scoring position. Two runs in, 4 hits this inning. Aurora up to 18 for the ball game. That is a season high. And now 29 for the series, which you can probably imagine is also a season high. First pitch to Nina Richards is ball 1. Second pitch off the end of the bat and out to short. Reyes comes up throwing. It's in time, and that's it, as Richards is retired at third. 2 more in for Aurora on 4 hits. 2 left on base. And a 15-0 lead for Aurora as we go to the 4th.
Now pitching for the Spartans, number 7, Talia Lorenzo.
Pitching change for Aurora to begin the 4th. And the second appearance of the season for Talia Lorenzo, the sophomore from Melrose Park, Illinois, and an alum of Fenwick High School, the right-hander. With 1 appearance, got 1 out, 3 unearned runs. In that lone appearance, she appeared 5 times and tossed 8 2/3 innings as a freshman. But a former All-State pitcher at Fenwick. And she is in to face 3, 4, and 5 in the Alverno order. Riley Campbell's afternoon comes to an end. 3 innings of 3-hit shutout ball.
Number 28, Alyssa Hughley.
No walks and a strikeout. 32 pitches for Campbell today. Here is Alyssa Hughley to lead it off for Alverno, and she'll look at ball 1 inside. Hughley 0 for 1. Takes ball 2 from Lorenzo. Mia Malchik remains in the game in center field for Aurora. Strike into Hubley, and Lorenzo has her first strikeout. Two one. Popped up, left side. A step into foul territory is Richards at third. One down. And Giselle Moreno will come to the plate. Grounded out to end the first. Her second trip to the dish here. After recording a hit in game one. First pitch from Lorenzo. Fouled off the end of the bat. $15-0, top four. All Aurora all day. 0-1. Down and in. Fast starts for Aurora today. 4-run first in game one, and more than doubled that here in game two with a 10-run first. 1-1, Moreno swings and misses as Lorenzo buried an off-speed pitch. Now Lorenzo in command. Here's the 1-2. It's too tall. Two-two offering from Lorenzo. Swing and a miss. Lorenzo has her first strikeout of the season. It's 2 up and 2 down in the top of the fourth as Dominic Tatro. Bloop single to lead off the second. Steps in looking for her second hit of the afternoon. Lorenzo into the windup. Here's the pitch and fouled off. Marion up next for Alverno on Thursday afternoon, and then their weekend series. Of course, Sunday is Easter, so everyone's off, but they'll be at St. Norbert on Saturday, and then a week from tomorrow at home against Benedictine. Another foul ball. A couple of non-conference series in the week's ahead for Alverno. Mount Mary and Ripon both at home. CUW, Dominican, Rockford, and MSOE will be the rest of the NAC schedule for Alverno. And they'll be falling to 0-10 today unless there's a huge comeback, but they'll only have 3 outs left to do it as the off-speed pitch gets Tatro off balance. She swings and misses, and Talia Lorenzo has a 1-2-3 top of the fourth for Aurora. Spartans up to bat, hoping it'll be the last time today in the bottom of the fourth with a 15-0 lead. Bottom of the fourth inning, Aurora up to bat for possibly the final time today, and it's Madison Lung, the senior out of Peoria, Arizona, up to the plate and facing Dominic Tatro, taking ball one. Lung 2 for 5 on the season. 1-0 pitch comes up and in. She'll take that as well, and she'll be in control. In the 5 spot where Stephanie DeBise went 5 for 5 today with a couple of home runs and 6 driven in. So a tough act to follow for Lung, no doubt. Tips the 2-0 pitch foul, and Tatro gets the ball back. Left-hander into the motion. 2-1 pitch breaks in for strike 2. Alex Thiel will not be at bat either. As we'll see a pinch hit opportunity in the 6th spot as well. The count's full to Lung, who takes a breaking ball well outside. 3-2, hit slowly to the left side. Reyes pops up, and the throw is just in time to get Lung. Tough one.
Pitch in for the Spartans, number 15, Ariana Anderson.
Ariana Anderson into the game for AU. Pinch hitting for Thiel and taking ball 1 from Tatro. Anderson, we've seen her start at third base a handful of times. She's 3 of 15 on the year. 1-0 pitch, down and away. And it won't be Carly Clemens in the 7 spot either. As another pinch hit opportunity awaits. That's going to be Reese Posen. So she'll bat next. A strike taken by Anderson. Here's the 2-1. Foul ball. And Posen on deck, the junior out of Wakanda, Illinois, is looking for her first career hit. See if she can come up with it here in a moment. The count's 2-2 to Anderson. Tatro's pitch. Breaking ball and softly looped off the dugout railing on the third base side. (15-0) Spartans, 18 hits. It's been an error-free afternoon for AU as well. 2-2, breaking ball, fouled off the end of the bat. Now, Caitlin Seraphin did not give the Aurora Fielders much to do in Game 1. She struck out 9 of the 15 outs and allowed only 3 hits, so only a ball in play half the time against Seraphin. Tatro gets Anderson the swing and miss. It's pulled out of the dirt by Hubley. And the strikeout 2-3 is Aurora's first strikeout of the game. So that brings Posen to the plate. Alverno looking for its first 1-2-3 inning of the game. They've had at least 5 come to the plate in every inning today. Another looping breaking ball to Posen, who takes it. And the junior gets ahead. 1 out. Fouled off the handle. For Aurora, they're back to work on Saturday at Marion, and then on the road Monday at Edgewood before they conclude their home slate 2 weekends from now against MSOE and Rockford. They'll finish on the road at Benedictine, and a twice postponed doubleheader with Lakeland will be rescheduled as well. Here's a pop-up up the middle. Wheeler rolls over toward the bag at second, makes the catch for the inning-ending P4, and Aurora goes in order for the first time today. But it's last chance time for the Inferno as Aurora leads 15-0 going to the top of the 5th.
Now pitching for the Spartans, number 16, Sarah McManus.
It is the Aurora debut for the sophomore from Dyer, Indiana, and the alum of Marian Catholic, Sarah McManus, making her first appearance in the circle for Aurora. She'll try to get the final 3 outs for the Spartans and conclude a couple of 5-inning victories. She'll face Emily Anguiano in the 6, 7, 8 part of the Alverno order. Inferno with 3 hits, and that's it. No runs in either game so far. Talia Lorenzo threw a 1-2-3 4th inning with a couple of strikeouts in just 13 pitches, and now McManus will try to finish it up. First pitch off the outside corner to Anguiano, who hard hit out in the second, a fielder's choice after it was a sinking liner that Mia Rivera was unable to hang on to. There's also a number of defensive changes to tell you about as Kelsey Oviatt out of the game. EJ Delgadillo is in the catch. Julia Gomez replaces Lily Comperta at first. Alex Thiel has re-entered the game. After 2 misses, McManus into the count with a strike. I think that's it for the defensive changes for Aurora. Two one, lifted into center field, and that is Malchik there to make the catch and record the first out. Now we'll see Morgan Whitten pinch hit for Samantha Vinti. Hitless in 4 tries this season. Takes strike 1. A 1 bunt shown, and it came up. Did that get the barrel of the bat? We'll have to appeal here. Well, Whitten is standing at the plate, which would seem to indicate that she was not hit by the pitch. That would seem to be the greatest indicator that that's a foul ball. And it is. 0-2. You have to go and run the first there. Make them make a decision. McManus will certainly take it. It's 0-2. Fastball well outside. Maybe a little too honest at the plate that time. Ball and 2 strikes to Whitten. McManus winds. Pop up foul. Delgadillo finds it in the batter's box for out number 2. And so it's J.C. Reyes, the last chance for Alverno today. They need an 8-run rally with 2 outs to extend the game. Reyes is 0 for 1 and hitless on the afternoon. Takes ball 1 outside. Exactly 1 hour of softball. As the 1-0 flies, that's over Delgadillo. And Riley Campbell should be the winning pitcher. She'll move to 3 and 4 if Aurora can finish this off. Dominic Tatro would fall to 0 and 3. 2-0 pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Aurora will move to 17 and 11 on the season, 7 and 5 in conference play. Alverno 0 and 10 in league play, 1 and 20 overall with the loss. Unless there is a massive rally forthcoming. 2-1, fouled into the wind, was knocked down directly in front of the Alverno dugout. And the Inferno down to their last strike as McManus pitch away from finishing her first career appearance with a scoreless and hitless inning. Count is 2-2 as McManus winds and lost the breaking ball there. The count runs full. So McManus back on the rubber, and here is the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. McManus ends the game with a strikeout, the first of her career, and Aurora has swept Alverno in 5 innings twice, 12-0 and 15-0 in game 2. 18 hits, 7 left for Aurora. In the nightcap, Alverno with 3 runs, a couple left, and the game's 3 errors. Again, Campbell, the winning pitcher, 3-4 with the win. Time of the game, 1 hour and 2 minutes. Again, we were consistent here on this Sunday. So Aurora on the road, as I mentioned, twice next week. They will return home on April 26th, the Saturday against MSOE, which should be a very good couple of games, and against Rockford, always a fun one as well. So second half underway with a win. 2 sweeps for the Spartans, 12-0 and 15-0. For my technical director, Bryce Suter, my name is Sean Fry. This has been Aurora University Softball. Have a great rest of your Sunday and a great upcoming week.